Good. Great. So to begin, welcome. For those of you starting your LLB, JD, or postgrad degrees this year, welcome to Sydney Law School. If you're a continuing student, I'm really glad that you are joining us today and expressing an interest in participating further in SULS. So as you can kind of see from that first sentence, SULS is the oldest, largest, and most active student society, and we run over 100 programs, events, and initiatives in the year. One thing that's changed recently is that SULS has incorporated, so you will all now need to register to become a member of SULS. And how you will know that you're a member is that you will receive a SULS Weekly, which is a newsletter in your inbox every Sunday evening. So if you didn't receive that on Sunday, just sign up again and hopefully that should go through. Some other matters, we have a SULS office, which some people don't know about. So if you go to Taste and go down the stairs, make a left and then make a right, we're just tucked away around the corner. Our office hours are Monday to Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have extended office hours to 6 p.m. On Tuesday. And we also have virtual office hours. So this will just be a few executives sitting on Zoom on Tuesday and Wednesday evening from 8 to 9 p.m. So please come in, say hi. We're all super friendly. If you have any questions about your law school journey, about SULS, we'll try our best to help you. We also have a microwave, which you can use during our office hours. We have a hygiene station. And we also sell merch. So if you'd like to pick up, a hoodie or a t-shirt or a keep cup, come in and you can purchase those from us as well. Some other things, stay in touch, stay informed with us. Obviously, because COVID is still a thing, a lot of our initiatives this year will run both in person and virtually. So the best way that you can keep up to date with everything is firstly through the SULS Weekly, as I mentioned before, our newsletter. Secondly, through the SULS website, which is just suls.org.au. And also through our various social media platforms, so Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Great. So two other publications just to take note of, which will be super useful if you are interested in understanding a little bit more about what SULS does. And also if you're a first year student, I will be making this PowerPoint kind of available for everyone to download later. And so the links to the PDFs of these I've just hyperlinked. You can also grab a hard copy from the SULS office if you would like. This is just a really great resource to keep on hand as you navigate through your law school journey. Cool. So probably what most of you have come to hear about today is how to get more involved with SULS through its many, many committees. So this slide just kind of gives an overview of some important dates to take note of. So the first thing to flag is that committee applications have now officially opened and they will remain open for 2 weeks. So they'll close on Sunday, the 14th of March. And each portfolio will have a different kind of application interview process. And you should all be notified of whether you were successful by Friday, the 19th of March. And if you are successful, there is a compulsory training day, Saturday, the 20th of March. This will be held over Zoom again from 10 a.m. So please keep that date free. It's really important that you are able to attend. And, kind of that bottom line, some of you are just starting, university. We obviously don't expect that you come with a lot of co-curricular work and life experience. What is most important is that you have a passion and a desire to contribute to SULS. So please don't feel like you can't apply just because you're in first year or just because you're quite early on in the stages of your degree. And also made available a link here, which is the Intro to Committees doc. And this is what I'll be screen sharing later on. And this is what contains more detailed information about how to get involved with each of the different portfolios. Great. So this is the wonderful executive team that I lead. I guess as a quick introduction, my name is Wendy. I am the SULS president for 2021. I did a commerce degree majoring in finance through the LLB kind of combined degree program. I'm now in my 5th and final year. I first got involved with SULS back in first year through competitions, was the competitions director in 2019, and now am the president. And as you can see from this slide, we have a 22 strong executive team, and these are kind of their contact details. You can find all of their names and email addresses as well on our SULS website. And so each person here will be speaking about how to get involved with their portfolios. The two exceptions being the secretary and the sponsorship director positions, they don't have committees which support them. So before we kind of jump in to that component of tonight, just some housekeeping matters. So throughout the night, I will kind of be screen sharing throughout the evening. In terms of Q&A, it'd be great if you could all utilize the Zoom chat function and feel free to, direct your questions to each individual portfolio. The respective executive members will be on the call for the entire evening and can kind of answer any queries you have live. At the end, though, if you still have lingering questions or more general questions, our lovely Sinem, our VP Education, will be choosing a few other questions to get everyone to answer. / if you feel comfortable, unmuting yourself and turning on your camera, feel free to ask us questions in that manner as well. So great. What you'll kind of hear tonight from each exec, they'll introduce themselves, their portfolio, they'll speak about what they do in their role, give an overview of their vision, and also outline how you can get involved with their committee. Exec as well, I just like that when you're done to just pass on to the next person. So yeah, we can kind of continue a nice flow. So I will stop sharing this PowerPoint screen now and jump to the PDF doc. Okay, great. So let's just scroll to the top. And yes, first up we have education. So Sinem, take it away.
Sinem, I'm the Vice President of the Education portfolio of this year. Last year, I was the Women's Officer, so I'm not sure if anyone is not a first year that might recognize me from there, but that was my first introduction to SULS. It was real great fun, so I really recommend people get involved with us. I am an LLB student. I'm in my 5th and final year as well, same as Wendy. And can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay, sorry, I thought someone said their volume's off. Okay, let's see. All right, so I head the education portfolio, which means I need committee members, and I am looking for around 6 to 8 members of this team. I'm doing something a little bit different this year. I'm not going to have something called consultation officers. Rather, I'm just going to have an education committee that can alternate between roles needed for this portfolio this year. And consultation with student identifying student issues and concerns will be part of the role. But mostly I will be needing a team that's very focused on collaboration and teamwork, and we're just going to kind of alternate between roles. For example, event planning, like we have the Law School Basics event coming up, and then also creating content for the Motivational Mondays newsletter that comes out every month, and then also the podcast that we're working on. So this is an opportunity for people to be involved in how we perceive our legal education and how we can leave a mark on the student experience, and the kind of key duties that will be, around assisting planning these events and supporting and lobbying faculty regarding student concerns and bringing forth those issues to me, and we can discuss them and communicate and be that bridge between faculty and the student body, looking for people that are solution focused, creative, passionate about our experience, and most importantly, no prior experience is needed. So please don't be off put thinking you need some kind of like huge CV for this. The application process is on the Intro to Committees document. There's a Google form that I've created for you guys to fill out. So yeah, that's the Education Committee. I'll pass it on now to, who is it next? Careers, which is Cameron.
Thanks, Tanam. Yeah, so hey everyone, I hope everyone's doing well. I'm Cameron, JD1 student, the VP Careers this year. Yeah, so my portfolio is basically responsible for providing students with the best possible opportunities and information, and to really promote connectivity, create a culture of sort of collaboration, and to really help all students take their careers to the next level. Yeah, so there'll be some great events and initiatives, like the Tipstars and Associates panel, which is next week. So if anyone's free next Monday, they're welcome to join that. There's a careers guide, the careers mentoring program, clerkship presentations, and the clerkship networking evening, as well as many other events, such as interviewing workshops, alternate pathways in the law panel, and a bunch of other stuff with social justice and other portfolios. So yeah, I encourage you all to get involved. And there's two main ways that you can do this. So the first would be the Careers Committee. Now, I'm looking for 3 to 4 event organisers and 2 to 3 careers mentoring program coordinators. So what this would involve would be basically you're helping organise and host events, interacting with legal professionals, meeting new people, and just learning a bunch of new skills and doing a bunch of tasks that, yeah, are quite interesting. So, and the second way would be the Careers Guide editorial board, which works alongside the publications portfolio. And you basically work in a team and contribute to an award-winning ultimate guide to careers, which is the Careers Guide. So I'm looking for students that are proactive, that are organised, enthusiastic, great team players, and anyone who just wants to help students with their careers. So yeah, I just want to stress as well that I also want to be a point of contact for any students that are feeling uncertainty about their career and might not know where else to turn. So yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out for that. And yeah, I look forward to hearing from all of you and good luck with the rest of the year. I think Sophia is next with social justice.
Yeah, thank you, Cameron. Hi, everyone. My name's Sophia. I'm another vice president. I head up the social justice portfolio, but I also lead the social justice and equity committee in conjunction with Eden, who's our equity officer. So, I mean, really, it's a combined committee, but I'm sort of more in charge of the social justice committee roles, and Eden will be looking after the equity committee roles, but essentially we are a combined committee, and I'll get Eden to just speak in a sec about his members of his committee, but they will work together on some things. So basically my role is to ensure that we, as part of law school, you know, that we balance our discussion and our careers focus with between corporate and non-corporate sort of perspectives. We keep engaged with issues of social and environmental justice, and so that students have an opportunity to meaningfully sort of take on these questions of really emerging and frontline policy questions. We have a number of events, and we're introducing 2 more this year. So my first sort of 2 coordinators I'm looking for on the doc, as you can see, are competitions coordinators. So you really have an opportunity to lead and shape the competition's direction by choosing judges and helping to really lead the organization of each of these. And you will be responsible for all stages of the process. Same with events. It's a similar sort of process. We need to brainstorm the events from the start and organize it completely. So it's a really hands-on role for each of them. So there are competitions coordinators, 2 of those, 2 events coordinators, and 2 careers coordinators. As Cameron just mentioned, there are some specific non-corporate and public interest careers events that we run throughout the year. So that's 6 in total. And then this year we're also looking for a social justice marketing coordinator to ensure that we really keep students up to date with non-corporate and volunteering opportunities available. And also just to keep an eye on all of the marketing for the other coordinators. And then there's also Dissent, which is the social justice journal, similar to the careers guide. It's in conjunction with the publications portfolio. So yeah, that's 7 in total. And then Eden, if you just wanted to briefly mention what you'll be looking for with your equity committee members.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey everyone, I'm Eden. I'm the equity officer, as Sophia mentioned. I'm in 3rd year. I'm doing philosophy and law. And so what I do is it's a pretty administrative role. So I operate the textbook loan scheme, equity grant scheme. I oversee welfare, accessibility and disability in SULS. And so this year I really want to work on like a number of things, including disability advocacy and like streamlining some internal processes that we have. And so if anyone here's sort of struggling to afford textbooks, for example, I'd highly encourage you to apply to one of our equity schemes. The information's in the weekly or it's on our Facebook page if you want more information about that. And so this year I really want to place emphasis on disability advocacy and intersectionality, and I'm looking forward to collaborating with other portfolios on this. As Sophia mentioned, this portfolio runs in conjunction with social justice, and this year I'm hoping that the committee can play a supportive role and a consultative role in equity. So a large part of my job, as I said, is administrative. So hopefully this committee will have a lot of autonomy when it comes to what events they want to run. And we'll be able to support the social justice committee in times where there is like a lull in work. So generally applicants should be really passionate about equal access, disability and advocacy, have good organizational and time management skills. And ideally, if you have any ideas for the portfolio, and if you want to introduce anything or initiate anything in the portfolio, that would be exceptional. So if you want to apply, you can apply to me directly by emailing me your CV and a cover letter at equity@suls.org.au, just sort of addressing everything we've spoken about today. And yeah, any ideas that you've got. Thanks. So I think next is the Treasury. So Tiana, if you're on, that would be great.
Hi everyone. So my name is Caroline. I'm doing Com Law and I'm in LLB 4. So in terms of my role as competitions director and my vision for the year, as competitions director, along with my partner Felix, we organize the internal competitions that SULS runs. So that includes mooting, witness examination, client interviewing, and negotiations. And we also run intervarsity competitions, so with other universities, as well as international competitions. And you might have heard some of the ones that we participate in, such as JESUP or VIS. We also have run the more educational side of competitions. So we have a competitions handbook. We run an Intro to Comps week, which is next week, where we demo all of the different competitions that we have to offer. We have a boot camp on the weekend of that week. And we have programs such as the introductory mooting program, the women's mooting program, and the ESL mooting program. And there's also a small social aspect, which comprises our Intro to Comps drinks, which is next week, as well as our competitions dinner at the end of the year. So Felix and I's vision for competitions this year was just help make competitions more accessible to everyone, and to improve the quality of competitions by boosting the educational aspect and improving on the currently available resources. So in terms of the committee that we are looking for, I'll go through each in turn. So first, conveners. The main responsibilities for this would be setting up draws for competitions and liaising with participants, as well as taking attendance on the night of the competitions. You'd also have to be sending out organizational emails and deal with queries from participants, and you have to organize the judges for the semi-final and the final competitions. So what we're looking for in terms of conveners are people who are great at communication, because you'll obviously be liaising with a lot of people. You'll be liaising with us, with all the competitors, as well as judges who you're asking to come judge. And yeah, so moving on to judging coordinator. So I was judging coordinator last year. And basically what you are responsible for is sourcing all the judges for the preliminary and quarter rounds in the internal competitions. And you are also sometimes required to source judges for the educational programs like the ESL mooting program. So this role will also require strong communication skills, as you have to coordinate with many different judges, and you have to be not afraid of reaching out to many different people and asking them to judge, because it can be sometimes quite difficult to push people into doing it. And you also need to have strong organizational and time management skills, because there are many different judges, there are many different rounds which need judges, and sometimes there can be emergencies where judges pull out last minute, and you need to be prepared to deal with them and skilled at handling them in the moment. And Felix, my fellow competitions director, is here, so I will pass on to him to talk about the education coordinator role.
Hi. Yes.
Oh. Sorry.
Sorry about that. Thank you for being patient there. So yeah, the education coordinator role is going to sort of it's a new role this year, and there'll be one person filling this role. And the education coordinator will have oversight of our educational programs. That's things like the introductory mooting program, the ESL mooting program. It'll have some work with the women's mooting program, but a slightly lesser role, new negotiations crash course. This is sort of a broad role that will deal with a lot of these things and sort of help to give us direction to a part of this educational program to help people, encourage them to do mooting and feel comfortable with it. Be a lot of organizing sort of the time schedule of these things, dealing with queries from competitors, which we can say already regarding the IMP and NCC, there will be a lot of them. It'll require a lot of email skills and a lot of a willingness to reply to those quickly. It'll require liaising with competitors regularly, being able to be there and be present and just sort of engage with them and make sure they feel comfortable in engaging with you. And then helping the conveners of those programs to organize the structure and to help them develop the best materials for those. This is something we think would be fantastic for someone with preference, with experience in those programs. That'd be highly preferred, especially just to sort of have guidance on that element. Other than that, though, there's no need for competitions experience, just an enthusiasm for competitions and a great sense of organization and time management. That's particularly true for our convener role. We would love to see as many first year conveners as possible. It's actually sometimes a really great thing to have to get people involved as early as possible. And yeah, we hope to see all of you guys applying.
We'll just pass on to socials.
Hi everyone, I'm Georgia. I'm in my third and final year of the JD. I'm one of two socials directors alongside Honor, who you'll meet just in a moment. So I'll discuss a bit about what socials does, and then I'll pass it over to Honor, who will talk a bit more about the committee and specifically, how you can get involved and what we're looking for. So socials is responsible for planning and running all of the social events at law school. This year we're really focused on making these as fun and safe and engaging as possible. Also, in returning to campus this year, we're really focused on providing opportunities for everyone to meet as many people as possible and to really feel connected to who you're going to law with, because we feel it's such an important thing, people alongside you. So some of the events that we're responsible for planning include the big traditional events like Law Ball, which we have later in the year, as well as the return of an intervarsity event with the UNSW Law School, which is Law Cruise. There's also Law Camp, which will be for first and second year LLBs, and that will be scheduled for later in the year. Another big event is Law Carnival, which is a new outdoor event this year. And alongside some of the focused events like Paint and Sip, SULS picnics, Moonlight Cinema, there's plenty to get involved to honour now.
Hi everyone. So I'm Honor. I'm LLB2, and obviously the other social director, 6 members, either JD or LLB students. And essentially the Socials Committee will be working with Georgia and I to develop, organise and manage all of the SULS events. So it's a really great role because not only is it super creative in terms of brainstorming and putting together things like decorations and themes for events, but there's also a whole bunch of organizational and like event facilitating and event management aspects there too. So that's things like liaising with vendors, attending and ensuring the smooth running of events. And with that attendance, we also do have an expectation that at specific events throughout the year, the people on the committee will be welfare officers, which essentially just means you're there as a point of contact for people in the event that something arises at an event that needs dealing with, but obviously training will be provided for that. So our criteria is kind of creativity, passion and initiative, but also those really key collaborative and organizational skills and teamwork skills. Time management is a super important one with socials. Obviously, like experience in event planning is really desirable, but not necessary to get involved in some fun events happening for the law students. So everyone else, just send us an email with contact details, your CV and a letter was an experience that we asked. I remember chuck it in the chat, but yeah, we're really excited. And now is it Tiana for the treasury.
Hi